Hi everybody. Today's video notes are on circles. Every conic section may be written in this form right here. Okay, and one of our conic sections that we're going to be looking at are circles, and we know it's a circle if A equals B. So if the coefficient on the x squared equals the coefficient on the y squared, then we know we have a circle. Standard form for a circle is this. And in this form, we are given the center of the circle, and the center would be H, K. And then we're given the radius of the circle. The radius is equal to R. So remember, when you're taking a number out of a parentheses, it changes sign. So if it was x minus 2, this would be positive 2. If this was y plus 3, this would be negative 3. And then this is a squared term, so if this number was 25, you would have to take the square root of it to find the radius, which would be 5. Okay, it says convert each equation into standard form by completing the square. So we're going to use the skill that we just practiced to convert this to standard form. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to group our x terms together. So we have x squared plus 10x, leave a space, y squared is plus, so we'll just do plus y squared, minus 4y, leave a space, and then we're going to move that 20 to the other side. So canceling it on the left, we get negative 20. So completing the square. So remember the formula for completing the square. Let's put it up here. So C equals, you take the B value, cut it in half, and square it. Okay? So the B value in this case is 10. Cut it in half, which is 5. 5 squared is 25. Alright, so I'm adding 25 here, so I have to add 25 on the other side. Alright, next one. Complete the square on this one. We get negative 4. Half of negative 4 is negative 2. Negative 2 squared is 4. Always remember, whatever you add on to one side, you have to add on to the other side. So we get, changing forms, x plus half of 10 is 5 squared plus y. Half of minus 4 is minus 2 squared equals, and then let's add this up, 5 plus 4 is 9. So there's standard form. Okay, and our center is going to be at negative 5, our h term, and our k term is 2. And then our radius is going to be the square root of 9. The square root of 9 is 3. Now if we want to graph this circle, we're going to start by graphing the center at negative 5, 2. And then we're going to apply a radius of 3 from that in each direction. And then this is the fun part. Trying to draw a circle around that center. There's your circle. Okay, let's move down to the bottom. Okay, I want you to notice, I didn't talk about this before, but we know that this is a circle. Going back up here, A equals B. So the two coefficients have to be equal to each other. So on number 1, our coefficients were 1 and 1. So they were equal to each other. Number 2, 1 and 1. So since we have equal A and B value, we know that this is a circle. Okay, so let's see. Why don't you try this one? Okay, and let's move on to the back. Number 3. Notice it says divide everything by 3 first. Can you see why we would want to do this? That's right, everything is divisible by 3. And I'm going to go ahead and possibly do a quiz on this video notes. And so I'm going to tell you that the color is green. Okay, so make sure you know the color for the video notes, and please don't pass that on to other people. So dividing everything by 3, we get x squared okay, divided everything by 3. Now I want to remember what to do next. Okay, this is okay, the general form. General form is this really long term. Okay, we're changing it to standard form for a circle. So we're going to change it from general to standard. To do that, we need to do what? To change from general to standard form. This may be on the quiz. That's right, we need to complete the square. The answer, complete the square. So, first thing I want to do is group my terms. So my x's, then my y terms. And don't forget to move the 8 to the other side. Okay. We're doing the process of completing the square right now. So very simple, very simple. What do we do with the b term? Half it. Half of -2 is -1. -1, what do we do with -1? We square it. -1 squared is 1. So don't forget, if you add 1, you got to add 1 on the other side. What you do to one side of the equation, you do to the other side. Okay? Let's see. Half of 8 is 4. 4 squared is 16. And -8, -7, -7 plus 16 is 9. Alright, now let's write these as perfect squares. So don't forget x, half of -2, square. Bring down the y, half of 8 is 4, squared. 16 equals 9. So there's our standard form. Center, opposite of -1, opposite of 4. So our center is at 1, -4. Square root that last term, we get 3. So 1, -4, 1, radius of 3, 3 units in each direction. It's almost time for me to go on duty. It's almost time for me to go on duty. That might be on the quiz. Where is Mr. Kramer needing to go? On duty. Every Monday, math department. Fun, fun. Okay, I think you got the hang of it. On this one, just notice here that when you group them, the x's are going to group. Okay, but notice the y squared doesn't have another y term. So it's just going to stay by itself. Whoops, forgot to move the 45 over. No biggie. There we go. So when you just get a y squared term like that, that's the same thing as, I'll show you. We'll just do this real quick. I got a couple minutes here. Half of 14 is 7. 7 squared is 49. Okay, and then with the y squared, you just bring it down. Because really what this is just y minus 0 squared. If I want to put it in this format, like I did up here, it's just y minus 0, that quantity squared. But I'm not going to write that. Okay, let's see, that's 4. So this is our standard form. So don't freak out when you can't complete the square on one of the squared terms. You just leave it alone. Okay, and so the center would be half of, or opposite of 7. And then what did I say the number was that was being subtracted from the y? 0. And the square root of 4 is 2. Okay, and I'll let you graph that one. So I'll check the graph in class, and I'll check number 2. So please do those 2 problems, and I'll see you tomorrow. Possible quiz.